Hello YouTube, my name is Marie, and today we're going to talk about the first 3 episodes in the currently airing K-drama, The Crowned Clown. That is so difficult for me to say. So this series starts with a young prince being crowned king, and after his crowning? What is that called? Coronation. And after his coronation, he becomes incredibly paranoid. There are several plots against his life, but he just sees enemies everywhere. And it's to the point where he's hysterical, he's quite mad, he can't function properly as king. And one of his allies finds a lookalike to put on the throne and hide away the new king while they're trying to uncover all of the enemies. And this lookalike just so happens to be an entertainer, and hence the name Crowned Clown. So very first thing that I noticed with this show is that it is cinematic. Oh my gosh, it is movie quality. The production values must be through the roof because everything looks so good. Sets and the locations and the cinematography. There's so much movement in the cinematography and I love it. Like, this is what I think of as like gold standard film work. So that's my only true real positive. The other things that I'm going to talk about are kind of in a gray area for me because I have very mixed feelings about this show. Oh no, that's not true. I do want to talk about the male lead's acting, and I can't remember his name. I'll put it on the screen. What I've seen him in the past is he was young at the time. So like, what is that one about a vampire? Oh, something about like orange slices. But I saw him there and he was good there, and he's also in Reunited Worlds. In Reunited Worlds he's a little bit older, like late teens, but here I feel he really proves himself as an actor because he has to go between the king and then the entertainer, and they're vastly different personalities, and I believed that they were separate people. He is doing a really, really, really fabulous job. He's probably the best thing about this entire show beyond how good it looks. I do think the characters are bland though. He is acting so well, but he's not really given very interesting characters. I think when you hear the synopsis, you have an idea of what these characters are going to be like, and you're 100% right. Like there's no surprises here. Even the plot beats are ones that you can predict. So overall, I don't think this show is very original. I also think that the romantic chemistry isn't really there. Like, I don't see it. Like, it seems so forced. It's like in there because, oh, this is a historical K-drama, there has to be a romance, so we'll just shove these two characters together and we'll make them the romance. And I think it's so unnecessary. At this point in the story and where the characters are at, I'm not digging the romance. It feels off, and I don't see the chemistry between them. And it's probably because I don't really find that the queen is a very good actress. She's very flat. Watching TV and watching film is such a subjective experience, so you may love the characters. So go watch it, give it a try if historical dramas are your jam, because this thing is so gold if it had better characters. But that's me. That's me. I'm just not enjoying the characters. So I do want to talk a light spoiler, and I want to talk specifics. So if you don't want to hear that, it's not big picture. It's like a certain specific situation that is motivation for the entertainer. Like, I want to talk a very specific thing, but I want to talk it in detail. So if you don't want to know one specific spoiler, leave now. Watch it if you're interested and you like historical K-dramas, because this deserves a chance because it's so well produced. Go away! So this show has a rape in it. It's not explicitly shown or anything, so I don't think if rape is a trigger, you'd be triggered. It's tastefully done, okay? If rape can be tastefully done. And the setup and the build-up for this rape, I actually think is very smart. It feels very true to the time period and creepy. Like, the one look that the guy gave the young girl, and I was like, ooh, girl, run. He's not a good guy. But okay, so the fact that she was raped and the setup to the rape, that's all fine. I mean, You know what I'm saying. I'm not saying that rape is fine. But it's the aftermath and how the show handles the consequences of her rape that I think is in very poor taste. And it shocks me that nobody noticed. Like, there's so many people involved in making a show, and like, you've got the writers, then you got the director, then you have the producer, then you have the actors. Like, how did nobody read this and frown and like raise an eyebrow? And I can't believe that this went through the way it did, and I'm gonna explain. The entertainer's sister, younger sister, like the one that is pretending to be king, that is raped. When he finds out about her rape, very shortly afterwards, he goes to confront the rapist. She didn't ask him to do that. In fact, she didn't say anything at all. I think that's awful, because victims of sexual assault are silenced all the time in everyday life. Like, they're silenced because they fear retaliation, or they're silenced from embarrassment and shame, which is sad because they didn't do anything wrong. And they're also silenced by the people that they tell when they actually seek help. They're silenced all the time. So for a show to show a rape victim and her brother come and see her, and like, it's very emotional, but she doesn't say anything. She doesn't even tell him that she was raped. It was another male character that told the brother what happened, and she just sits there. There's a feeling of helplessness that victims have, and the only control that they really have in that moment is what they choose to do afterwards. So the fact that he didn't even ask her what she needed or what she wanted, or like even try and comfort her, like he just like saw that she was raped and then he went and did what he wanted. And like, as motivation, as character motivation, fighting for revenge for a family member that was wronged, that's great. That's fine motivation. I'm just trying to tell you how I don't like how it came about. I feel like if they wanted to do that, she should have asked for it, because it wasn't about her and her victimization. It was flipped and made all about the male character, and I don't like that. Like, don't use a rape of a family member, like sexual assault, to motivate somebody else. Like, it can be motivation for that character. Like, it should be about her in this moment and her trauma, but it's not. It's made all about the male lead, and it's really in poor taste and just diluted from reality. And if he came to see his sister and found out she was raped, and she told him, like, and she asked him, like, oh, you have to avenge me, like, you have to do something, like, if she asked him to do what he does next, that's so much better. But she doesn't say anything, and she doesn't say anything for the next episode either. Like, whenever you see this character again, she's silent, or she's sleeping, or like, it's all like she's given no agency after her rape, and that's such a problem. And they don't even call it rape. Like, if you're going to have the balls to like do something like that in your show, like be so gritty and like intense to like rape a character, like call it rape. Like, don't pussyfoot around the issue. Like, if you rape someone, call it rape. I do like after the fact when the brother actually goes to confront the rapist and they just pay him off, and he says, oh, my sister's not a dog. Like, everything after the fact was good. Like, after the fact and before, it's all fine. It's the middle part, like the actual important response to the rape, that I think fails, and is just, it's so disappointing, because it's one of those things that really got under my skin. Like, as soon as it happened, it's all I could think about. Like, it ruined viewing experience for me, because I wasn't super into the characters and into the plot anyways, and then they do something like this and it's all I could think about, and I was just I don't think I'm gonna continue. Like, the episodes are so freaking long, like, it's such a time commitment for me, and I'm not loving it, and I can't get over the, like, how they handled the rape. And I just think about that show, and I think about how they silenced her, and how it wasn't about her in that moment, which it should be. It should be about her. Like, don't make your sister's rape about you. You know, like, it's not about you. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye.